It's the unofficial Red Sox Fantasy Campers podcast with Pickles and Double A.
Hi, this is Angelina Asati. Welcome to this episode of the unofficial Red Sox Fantasy Campers podcast. Today, I have one of my former teammates here. Donna, how you doing?
I'm great.
So it's good to see you. You were one of the first people that we met last year, and we were really nervous, and you showed us your nice ring collection. Little did I know we would actually be adding one of those rings to our collection, which is very exciting.
Well, I only got to add my ring because you were on my team.
Oh, that's so sweet. Here's your $10. So this has been a very exciting year for you.
It's been a very big year. Yep. After camp, I went home and retired.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, and did a little bit traveling and trained for this week, which was the highlight of my year.
It is the highlight of my year as well. So now I wanted to ask you, how many years is this? What camp is this for you?
This is my 6th year.
Your 6th year, and how many rings have you won?
2.
Yeah. Okay, so we were not on the same team this year, sadly. It's really hard for me to look at the other teams, although it's kind of neat, you know, when you're like, oh, hi, and then you tell your team, that one's deadly, like Becca, I'm looking at her right now. Watch out for that one. And I hit it into her every single time. You're welcome. That's how much I miss you. I'm throwing balls your way. So what keeps you coming back to this camp?
The women that are here, for sure. This is a great week. I have had great teams every time I've been here. I like the low drama and love of baseball, and people are great. Even if, like me, you are not a great player. People are very understanding on your team, and the teams are always evenly matched. So there's always folks like me who, you know, are just praying mostly to get on base, and that when you're in the outfield, the ball doesn't come to you. That's basically what I'm thinking in right field or left field. And occasionally it does, and hopefully you make a great play. And if you don't, everyone is really supportive about that.
Well, I will say you're one of the biggest cheerleaders in the dugout. So even though you say I'm not contributing, but I also remember last year you did have a couple of really, really good hits, and you made a couple of really good defensive plays too. So I love the humility. So congratulations on that. But you also are a big cheerleader, and that's something that I really value is loud women in the dugout, because it does make a difference.
It really does.
So now, where did you retire from?
So I was in healthcare for a number of years, most recently running a telehealth company that provided behavioral health services to geriatric patients in nursing homes.
Oh, wow.
We started that company right before COVID, and it was a really essential service during that time. And I found it to be a really interesting field. And you know, I'm glad that I was able to do that for a while.
Well, you actually had a good season this year too. So can you kind of tell us what happened in your last game?
Oh. So in the last game, we unfortunately didn't win, as you know. But it was so fun. I've never, ever played under the lights in a night game. That to me was the highlight of that night. And also somehow I got to third base, which was also terrific. And that's only happened a couple of times. I've got that. And it was really fun to learn more about base running and fielding. And we had a great new rookie coach, Keith Folk, who was a really great coach, like really taught me a lot of fundamentals, because I didn't play, you know, until I really started coming to fantasy camp back in 2018. So I actually learned quite a bit from his instruction.
Well, it was really fun. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but your game last night was the highlight of my week. We had so much fun. We were so loud. Like, we were screaming for you, and we were screaming for all the ladies. And it was like being at a real baseball game. And I think we were missing that last year. But I'm so happy that you were in that game and got to feel the crowd. And it was phenomenal. We had such a blast. I laughed so hard last night. It was such a good time. I'm sorry you didn't win, but you played really phenomenally. And you ladies out there, I just like, there's so much good teamwork and camaraderie. And it was really, really neat seeing you play on the field at night.
Well, thanks. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Now I have a really important question. What's your favorite baseball movie?
That's always so hard. It has to be A League of Their Own.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even sure I have a close second, but a far second would probably be Bull Durham.
Oh, yeah. And, Victor said that that's the most realistic baseball movie to him.
Is it really?
Yeah. Oh. And I asked him that question in an interview, and I was surprised that. So I watched it, and I was like, this is not my favorite baseball movie. Because there were some elements in there, and I was like, I'm not so sure. Susan Surrandon, I didn't need to see that about you.
I did really interested to talk to him about what he thinks was realistic in that.
Yeah. Well, I know.
Assignment for tonight.
I know what it is, and I'll tell you as soon as we end this podcast. All right. Well, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, this is Angelina signing off from the unofficial Red Sox Fantasy Campers podcast.